Well, Virginia Beach and the Hampton Roads area is growing. It is changing a lot, actually, and there are some very specific things in the next year, year and a half that are dynamically changing what Virginia Beach and the area looks like, feels like, and it can really impact the future growth of the area and also homes, valuations. What do these things mean for the values of the area in real estate? So today I'm going to be giving you 5 things, new things that are happening in the Virginia Beach area that are changing the region, influencing real estate as well. So we'll talk about all 5 of those things, tell you why they make a big difference in the area, tell you why they mean a lot to this area, and also incorporate what they mean to the real estate market as well. So if you're buying, this will definitely impact where you might want to choose to live. There are certain parts of the area that these new things will affect or change. I'll talk about all that. And with all this growth, I'll also incorporate what new construction looks like in the area, because that is a huge factor in what growth means and what growth looks like in the Virginia Beach area. I do have some concerns about new construction, which could greatly affect how the prices increase over time, because the scarcity here is such a big deal. So now the first thing I want to talk to you about that's coming to Virginia Beach is there's a Trader Joe's that's coming to town center. Well, why do I care that much about Trader Joe's? Well, I'm going to tell you about why. So if you zoom into where Virginia Beach is and you see on the eastern side of the south side of Hampton Roads, right here, you'll see that on the eastern side, in the central part of Virginia Beach, you'll see this big kind of a yellow section here. This is all town center. This is like the downtown portion of Virginia Beach. The what downtown Norfolk has an actual true downtown. Virginia Beach has a downtown, but it's different. It's growing. It's still small, but it's growing. And as time has gone by, this town center area has gotten bigger and more bigger chains, big boxes have come to town center. Well, for example, Wegmans is here. You've got Walmart, you've got Target, you've got a Pembroke Mall area that has changed a lot. It's actually being, the mall itself is now turning into more of a mixed use area, restaurants around there. And there's a downtown itself in town center that's pretty awesome for the size of what it is. It's not very big, but for Virginia Beach, it's still it's good enough for us, you know? But as time has gone by, it's gotten bigger. Well, the reason I'm talking about the Trader Joe's is because if you look at where it says, you see Regal Columbus, just north of there, this building right here, this was a Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay, well that has since closed down, and this is where the Trader Joe's allegedly is going to be placed. Now, they have pulled their liquor license. ABC has said that Trader Joe's has asked for one. At this point, it seems pretty obvious that Trader Joe's is going to be coming to this area between the end of 2025, going into somewhere in the 2026 time period. Now, in addition to that, next door, same thing. There has been a Golf Galaxy that has alleged to have applied for permits in the building next to Trader Joe's, which, again, Golf Galaxy. Is it a huge deal? Well, that is another example of another big business coming to town center. Why does this matter? Golf Galaxy, to me, in terms of the context of the area, doesn't matter as much to me as Trader Joe's. People that talk to me a lot, they come to this area, move from out of the area, ask me about some specific places. Costco, a Whole Foods, in Trader Joe's. And being close to Trader Joe's is a big deal. Well, since before this was coming up, the only Trader Joe's in the whole south side around Virginia Beach was over in Hilltop, which is over in the Great Neck section of Virginia Beach right here. If you zoom in, there it is right there. There's Trader Joe's. And so people would love to be close to Trader Joe's, 5, 10, 15 minutes. The problem is that because of where it is, you can only live in certain parts of the area that are in the more higher priced areas. For example, 5, 6, 7, 800, $1 million and up, or around the Great Neck area closer to the ocean front. Virginia Beach, for example, $500,000 is closer to the median sales price in the area. So $500,000 isn't a ginormous amount, but what has happened though is, even if you're in the $1 million price range or you're in the $400,000 price range, having a Trader Joe's in the town center area exposes easier access to a Trader Joe's to a lot more parts of the city. For example, you can be 15 minutes away from Trader Joe's pretty much anywhere in the rest of Virginia Beach, save from the very bottom part in the country. In addition to that, you can be maybe 15 minutes away or less over into the Norfolk side, even closer to downtown Norfolk, because Trader Joe's is right off the interstate. So these things, while they seem to play a small part, it really opens up the opportunity and the optionality for people moving here that are looking for to be close to a Trader Joe's, or even, again, Wegmans is right down the street there too. So it's another reason to be that much closer to town center, but at least be that much closer to this side of Virginia Beach. So big deal. Now, one of the drawbacks to this, though, is that you see where the Trader Joe's is. I'll zoom back in. There it is. Okay, you see it's pretty congested as it is. And I just know from experience that it already is a tough place to drive around and navigate with stoplights and traffic. So if you throw a Trader Joe's in here, throw a Trader Joe's in here, right here, this is where it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be even that much more complicated to get around and slower. Independence Boulevard, Virginia Beach Boulevard are pretty busy roads. Having a Trader Joe's that close to two major roadways, I think will just make it even more difficult to drive around. So it's one of the most congested intersections in all of Virginia Beach. So it makes it harder. Again, I think that all in all, at the end of the day, I think it's a net positive, but it just shows there's more growth happening in town center. And a little side note, if you do want to live close to town center and you don't want to spend too much money, these condos right off of just south of where we at, right here. This is the Columbus Station condo neighborhood right just south of Constitution Drive. You can literally walk, or a quick bike ride get you to Trader Joe's. Other neighborhoods nearby are going to be affected in a positive way too. For example, Pembroke Meadows over on the north side right here, anywhere from Thorogood in the top part, going down further south, you got Aragona going down. Larkspur is going to have a big impact here. Windsor Woods, Princess Anne Plaza going down towards Fairfield. This whole section of Virginia Beach is going to be greatly impacted by the Golf Galaxy, but also mainly the Trader Joe's that will be coming here between 2025 and 2026. That leads me to my second new thing coming to the Virginia Beach area, which is another big box store coming to Norfolk. You say, well, okay, why do you keep talking about these big box stores? Who cares? In the grand scheme of things, you wouldn't think it's a big deal, but this is a big deal, and I'm going to tell you why. Going back over into Norfolk, okay, so you zoom out. So you got Virginia Beach on one side, you got Norfolk over here. One of the biggest problems, if you've heard me talk about Norfolk at all in my last other videos, you hear me talk a lot about the lack of grocery stores. And that's an issue that Norfolk has been fighting for decades. And I've mentioned a few places where you can get some good grocery stores, some decent ones, but Ghent has a couple. And then going over even into the northern part, closer to Granby Street, there are a couple. All in all, they're very scattered and not very, they're few and far between. So why does this matter? There's a Target coming to Norfolk, the north part of Norfolk, in the Ward's Corner portion of Norfolk. This matters, and I'll tell you why. So Ward's Corner is right here. So right next to, in the Ward's Corner area, there's a Ward's Corner shopping center. There's a Harris Teeter, which is, I think, one of the better Harris Teeters in the area in Norfolk. Well, around Ward's Corner, this is a pretty busy shopping center or shopping area. It's close to some pretty popular neighborhoods that I like a lot: Cromwell Farms, Talbot Park, River Point, Belvedere. Any neighborhoods up and down Granby Street, there are a lot of these that have lack of flood insurance in a lot of parts of them, but more kind of that historic part of town, but also it gives you access to places like near Ghent and Larchmont and the rest of Norfolk without having to be in an area that has a super high chance of flood insurance. So you're in this same area, in this Harris Teeter Ward's Corner area. But just to the east of this side, I'm going to show you the aerial view. You'll see that the whole part of this Ward's Corner area that has really become nothing. It turned into nothing. A Black Rifle Coffee Company just opened up recently. But near here, around to some fast food places, there was an old grocery store. I think it was a Farm Fresh that was, well, it was right here. Another one over here, but buildings have closed down. It's a weird location. But the Target is coming right here to the Little Creek Shopping Center right here. This is going to be a Target. So why does this matter? Again, Target being in the area close to Ward's Corner, away from the rest of even Ghent or even where Target is now. There's a Target over in the southeastern corner. Having a Target on this side is a nice anchor away from the rest of Norfolk. And it's one extra nicer grocery store or nicer store that has groceries in it as well. And the north side, that can add some extra draw to this part of town that might have scared or just made people that wanted to be closer to more shopping. They may not have wanted to be in this part of town for that reason, because there really is not a whole lot else around here. So I think this is a big deal. This is going to be coming here in the 2026 time period. I think that if you do want to be in the, even in the Granby Street area or in the just Norfolk area, this will matter. Again, will these things affect appreciation a lot, like the Target, for example? In this case, I don't think it will a lot, but the specific neighborhoods nearby, even suburban acres. I love suburban acres, by the way, in the 500s price range. Anything close to Thole Street, you'll find some good value here. Like having a Target in an older part of town, which this is, I think adds an extra little polish to what has often historically felt like just an older, kind of a worn part of town. So I think this is a big boost to this area, and I think it can help appreciation a little bit for especially the neighborhoods nearby it, again, or even in the several minute drive distance away from it. The next, this is a big one. I think this is one of the most notable Virginia Beach developments or changes that have come or is coming to Virginia Beach in a long time. We talked about Atlantic Park, and that's a big addition. You've got the biggest wave park, I think, on the East Coast that's been put in on the ocean front recently. That's just opened up, and it's growing even in addition to what's already opened for Atlantic Park. But going further down south from there on the south corner of the boardwalk, which is around the ocean front. So right here, this is the boardwalk. Atlantic Park is right here. Well, going south down this corner, this is called the Rudy Loop, or I guess it's kind of the Rudy Inlet next to Grumman Island Park. This whole section here has just historically been a big parking lot. And you think, okay, well, it's a prime location. What's keeping the city from doing anything about it and making it something different? Well, it's been this way for a long time. And as you see here, it's just parking. And I've come down here and made some just driven through, and if you ever want to make a loop around the ocean front or the boardwalk, this is where you come and turn around. Well, they're turning this into the Rudy Park. This is coming pretty soon in the 2026 time period. This Rudy Park is going to be a drastic change from what has been a parking lot area for decades. This is going to be, not only you've got green areas, grassy areas, parks for kids, areas that just to spread out. You can have like an event area, almost like a central hub for people to walk and congregate in the middle of the park. You've got places to walk up like a raised section so you can observe the ocean and the sunsets that overlook the ocean on the corner of Rudy Inlet. Then also you've got areas that can help you focus towards the sunset signs, which you'd think you're on the East Coast, well, you're not going to get too many sunsets. No, you can see the sunset facing from Rudy Inlet away towards the other direction, and they allow spaces for you to look that direction as well. They're going to blend the areas that are being developed in with natural portions of that corner as well, to make it feel more natural, to make it feel more organic, and it's kind of a vibrant part of the corner. You can walk through there. There's going to be some nature trails, a lot of things that are going to be put here in Rudy Park. A lot of this has been based on the responses from the locals that have said, hey, we really want certain things in this park. And so the Virginia Beach City has made a point to try to incorporate the locals in the city, the residents, in making opinions about what should be here. So I think it's going to be a really fantastic addition to the oceanfront. And again, it's not even something that really costs a lot of money. Again, you're talking about Atlantic Park, it costs money. There's a lot of places that can cost up and down the ocean front. This is going to be mostly a park, and it's going to even connect to the Virginia Beach Trail that goes up. If you look at Atlantic Avenue right here, you see the South Beach Trail, this line right here. This connects all the way up to Norfolk Avenue and turns. And I've done videos about this also. That's going to be a long under construction extension where the Virginia Beach Trail is going to be. You can see it continues all the way through Virginia Beach, and it's going to connect all the way through the rest of Virginia Beach. And I've talked about that in other videos. But this Rudy Park is going to connect to that park also. So big difference. This section is going to be drastically different compared to what it is now and what it has been in the last decades. So how is this going to affect real estate? I think anything close to here, especially Shadow Lawn, this neighborhood right here, Beachboro, anything around Norfolk Avenue, close to the Vibe District as you go further up. All these areas are going to be close enough to the Rudy Park to be affected by it appreciation-wise. It's one extra thing to do, especially it's nothing that expensive to do. And then going further down south, you've got Croatan right across the road. That's not going to be as affected because you have to go all the way around to get to the park, but nevertheless, you can see it from a lot of the corners of Croatan Beach. It's one more thing that's closer to your side of the beach that I think is a big help as opposed to having to go all the way down through the ocean front and going to other parts of the boardwalk. You can go right to close to the park and really have a great time. So I think this is a big help for the Virginia Beach oceanfront, and I think it shows one extra thing that the Virginia Beach city is trying very hard to spruce up and bring more tourists and bring more business to the city, and even bring more amenities to the residents here, and to enrich the lifestyle of people that live here. So I'm a big fan of what they're doing at the oceanfront, and especially the Rudy Park. And the next thing that's coming to Virginia Beach is actually a continuation of one of the biggest developments in Virginia Beach in the last 5-10 plus years, which is Atlantic Park. But they're doing more to add to eventually complete what you see in Atlantic Park, which again, Atlantic Park is the wave park centered around a big wave park, I think the biggest wave park on the East Coast, to my knowledge, that was developed, that was put here, finished the main construction in 2025. But you'll notice in Atlantic Park, there are a lot of parts of it that still haven't been finished. Restaurants have not fully come in yet. There's an apartment building that is going to be fully occupied, goal in 2026. That's still growing. That's still something that has not been completed yet or open to be fully occupied yet, but that will be in 2026. A hotel that will be finished before next early summertime season starts in 2026. So a lot of these new things, restaurants, hotel, apartments, those apartments often overlook the lagoon and the wave park itself and over towards the ocean front. The completion of these new things will be done, hopefully the target is before the summertime season of 2026. And so this Atlantic Park, this has been a years long development coming, and it's pretty much changed the complexion of what Virginia Beach looks like, the oceanfront looks like, and the type of people that are coming, the amount of people that are coming to Virginia Beach to vacation. And again, it's also affecting lifestyle here for residents, so places like Shadowlawn, which is close by there, Beachboro, these neighborhoods that are right off of the oceanfront, they're more of a neighborhood feel. This is a destination spot for tourists. So now, could that be a positive for the neighborhoods nearby? I'd say it could be, because I think it's going to affect appreciation, and especially in the places that allow short-term rentals. Virginia Beach is very specific on where short-term rentals are allowed. So if you do want to buy a house or a townhouse or condo to short-term rent, be very, very careful as to where you buy. Virginia Beach is very strict about where you can do that. But the places that you can, the appreciation I think will even increase even more with a place like adding in the full development of Atlantic Park in addition to Rudy Park also. Then going further north from there, you got, of course, anything closer to Bay Colony, up right here, the north end, where you're talking, $1, $2, $3+ million up on this side of the oceanfront. So, of course, the Cavalier, anything around the Cavalier is going to be in that 7-digit, $2 million range plus. Now, there will be some people that, because of the extra tourists, the extra activity, could make some residents a little bit more disappointed with just the change of the feel of the area. If you've been here for a long time, you might feel that. But if you're coming in here and you want that new, fresh feel, I think this is what will help change that. One of the things about the oceanfront is, over time, it's felt a bit aged. You can just sense it's a little bit tired. And these new developments, in addition to that, more again, of course, the Cavalier Hotel on the north side has been renovated in the last several years. That's been a nice change on the north side of the oceanfront up here. So all I have to say is that Virginia Beach is changing. The oceanfront is changing. It is bringing more people in, and I think the Atlantic Park, Rudy Park are really changing the complexion of the oceanfront for the better, which I think will lead to more appreciation in those neighborhoods specifically. Now, all these things together lead to something interesting that I found that's happening at the airport. Now, why do you think the airport's so important? Okay, well, historically, ORF, O-R-F, those are our call letters for the airport here, the Norfolk International Airport. It's been a small airport. I mean, I lived 10-15 minutes away growing up. It was very easy to get in and out, and you fly. It says Norfolk International Airport, but who are we kidding? I don't know if maybe you went to the Caribbean once. I mean, I don't know of many places outside of the 50 states that would fly to or fly to connect to. So if I ever had to go out of the country, I would have to fly from Norfolk to somewhere else, like Dulles in Washington, D.C., for example, and then fly overseas. That's changing at the Norfolk International Airport. In addition to that, there are expansion projects happening right now that will be finished. It'll be growing as we go in the next several years, but there is a new concourse, terminals, custom station to, again, help facilitate the new international departures that are going to be leaving the international airport. And I've heard it seems that we might be talking 2 or 3 times a week. Trips to Europe might happen as we go in Norfolk International Airport. Well, again, that's a nice benefit, but the expansion of the airport is going to be a big piece because of the growth of the amount of people that are coming in the airport. This is the big piece that's important. Back in 2024, the president, Mark Perryman, he's mentioned that there had been 18 months in a row of growth month by month. And in 2024, we were up 10% in terms of activity over the year prior at the same time of year, while the airport has historically supported 4.5 or less million people a year. 2024 was expected to serve over 5 million, 5.1 at the end of 2024. So that meaning the growth, the more people coming through here means there is more happening in Norfolk and more happening in the Hampton Roads area, which means more growth, more action, more business. That is important. And it's not just a matter of, okay, we're doing some renovations at the airport. We're expanding the airport. We're making it easier to go to other parts of the world from Norfolk. We're trying to facilitate a much larger influx of people that have been coming in and out of the Norfolk airport. All these things mean growth. All these things are positive for the area. And it just speaks to a larger message of the area, which is we are growing, which means we are building. Things are happening here. Now, on the one hand, you think, okay, there's a lot of activity, a lot of people coming through the airport. That's a good sign. But on the flip side, there are not too many areas to grow, to add to the construction or to the places where people can live. Right now in Virginia Beach, and now there are some individual pockets where we may have 2 or 3 or 4 houses in a little cluster. There are maybe about 6 or 7 new construction neighborhoods in the whole city of Virginia Beach. That's anywhere from like the $500,000 to $600,000 range on the lower end, up to the $1 million to $2 million price range on the high end in terms of detached single-family houses. 6 or 7, and that's about it. And I say 6 or 7 because some people might say, well, it's 7 because of the neighborhood might be, only a few houses, but we'll count it, kind of a thing. There aren't too many big ones. Asheville Park is the biggest to me. That is, I would say, new construction. It looks the closest, even like a master plan community, if you will, going down to the south part just north of Pungo right here. This is Asheville Park right here. I know people that have bought in Asheville Park and love it. Back in the section here, this is the newest side. Driving through, there's some older parts. Rainier Village and Welshire Village are the original sections, and then going back, the new construction is happening back here. This is a great neighborhood. You're talking in the 1.2, 1.3 to start range, going up into the 1.5 and 6 plus range. Again, that's a pretty notable price for, if you're expecting, hey, I want a new house for $650. I mean, you're not going to see too much in Virginia Beach. Most of the new construction will be anywhere from 7 up into the 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 range. So what does this mean? Lack of new construction, but the airport is really hustling and bustling. Now, again, not everybody going to the airport means that they're all going to be moving here or they all live here, but the area, I think, is definitely trying to grow. The problem is that not only are there restrictions and places where you can't necessarily build in a lot of the cities, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, for example, going into Norfolk, there are, and even going further north from there, in the Newport News, Hampton, Williamsburg, as you go into the older parts of town, like Newport News, Hampton, down to Norfolk, into Chesapeake, and even Virginia Beach, there aren't too many actual places where you can build in larger spans or larger sections. So land is at a premium. It's hard to build in these sections, but in addition to that, you are locked by water on multiple sides. Virginia Beach, on the eastern side, it's water. North side, Norfolk and Virginia Beach, water. Western side, Norfolk, water. And these are, again, old cities, so you don't even see too many places to build new construction, mass developments, infill neighborhoods or houses, maybe one in a specific neighborhood. You'll see some of that popping up in Norfolk especially. Chesapeake has the most new construction, but even then, maybe about twice as much as what you'll find in Virginia Beach, and it's often a little bit cheaper. But even then, like in Suffolk, I think Suffolk is the best for value in new construction and also the most opportunity for new construction, going over around towards Carrollton, especially in the northeastern Suffolk side or central Suffolk side around near Driver. So find some great neighborhoods around there. But again, in relation to what you might think there would be here, it's not as much as you might think. And so it's made the appreciation, I think, increase, because you'll see a lot of places in the country where you'll find areas where new construction was able to boom. As the prices shot up, as the supply increased, it made the prices suppress. You'll see a lot of price drops. But here, there just aren't that many places to build, and so the supply really has not increased that much. And so it's made the prices continue to rise. And so I think as that time goes by, as the attempt to grow is really happening, I think there's still going to be a lot of appreciation happening, and potentially some more additional demand increase, which pushes prices up, because there just aren't a lot of places to grow in the area closer to a lot of these central hubs: Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Norfolk, even Newport News and Hampton, Williamsburg, or towards New Kent, on that side, Providence Forge on this side up here. So those are the options, because that's where the land is. So as you see, there's a lot happening in Virginia Beach and through the Hampton Roads area, but it's sending different messages, and it's affecting the valuations of property in the region. And I think it could lead to more expensive houses as time goes by. But if you're buying and relocating into the area, there are very specific spots that I think it might affect more than others. I get granular into the parts of town that I think make the most sense to go after, because you can find that there are certain pockets that you can find growth and appreciation that other places may not have as much. I really get into that a lot. So if you do plan to relocate to the Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads, Williamsburg, Norfolk area, Chesapeake area, let me know. It's what I do. I've helped so many people, hundreds of families, military, people, job relocations, people choosing to move here, family, for whatever reason. People relocating here all the time, and I help so many people, and I love it. People retiring to the area. So if I can help you relocate to the area, you can call me, you can text me, you can email me. I have my contact information in the description. You can book a call with me, and we'll go over your options, make some strategic planning for you, so I can help you in the whole process of you relocating, starting from step one all the way to moving here and feeling comfortable and feeling like a local, which is what I want for everybody here. You can get my free relocation guide I have in the description as well. You can click and download that to give you a detailed idea of what to do, how to start preparing to relocate to the Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads area. You can also call me using the link in the description. I also have some videos here and here you can click on as well to learn more in depth about what it's like to live in the Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake, through all of Hampton Roads area. And I'll see you on the next video.